The greatest hypnotist who ever lived, the late Milton Erickson, used to do all sorts of bizarre interventions working with his patients. And occasionally I get asked by people what sorts of things I've done in that regard and how interesting can it be and how peculiar and how creative. Here's my favorite case. A number of years ago I worked with a surgical nurse who had a tumor in the hepatic duct leading from her liver to her gallbladder. And in this duct, she had developed a backup, so all the bile pigments of her system were being forced back into her bloodstream. So she had severe jaundice. The cancer had metastasized throughout her body, so she didn't have long to live, but she was very uncomfortable. And the way this showed up was she was itching like crazy, especially at night. Her shins would itch and get dry. She used corticosteroid creams on them, all sorts of things, which of course suppresses the immune system and isn't a good idea if you have cancer. Well, she was sent to me eventually. I put her in a trance and turned the itching down the first time, so it didn't itch as much. That didn't work. She was still scratching. She came back and saw me again, and I moved the itching from her shins to the bed itself. So when she'd go to bed at night, her shins would itch, but instead of ripping them raw with her fingernails, she'd scratch the bed and get relief from it. The final step was to have her switch beds with her teenage daughter who was down the hall. So she'd be in the other room, would still feel the itching, but it would be in the other room way over there, and she didn't have to scratch at all.